What's up, everybody? Happy holidays. Johnwicksnipin here, and as promised, I am about to make the videos of the proper way to make a Puerto Rican coquito, a proper way to make Cuban mojo marinade, and a proper way to make a Cuban pernil for the holidays. Now, they're going to be videos that come in three parts. The first part is going to be how to make the Cuban mojo marinade. The second video will be how to make the coquito. And the third video will be the finished product of the Cuban pernil and how it came out and how we serve it and what we use as sides. So now I'm about to show you everything as far as the ingredients are concerned to make the Cuban mojo. All right, to start off, we are using a 10.5 pound pork picnic shoulder. We're using a whole head of garlic. We're using a teaspoon of cumin, teaspoon of black peppercorn, a teaspoon of kosher salt, and a teaspoon of oregano. And we've got about a cup and a quarter of olive oil. I use a pretty strong tasting olive oil. We also have about a cup and a quarter of sour orange juice. So I've already squeezed it, and most of you probably, if you're not in the state of Florida, you probably can't get this. But if you can't get it, you use 2 parts orange juice and lime juice, or lemon juice, and actually the 3 will combine. I mean, I always use the sour oranges because we have them here. I don't use the 3 parts, but if you can't find it, you need equal parts orange juice, lime juice, and lemon juice. All right, so we have our mortar and pestle where we are going to add our whole garlic cloves in. Okay. And I used a really, really large garlic just because I don't think you can go wrong with garlic. And for this process, we're also going to add in our salt, and we're just going to keep on grinding it down to a paste. All right, so that's the results of pounding about a whole head of garlic. And now we're going to combine all of our ingredients into this big measuring cup. All right, so we're combining our garlic. Right. And we've got our olive oil going in. This is our teaspoon of oregano going in. Our teaspoon of cumin going in. And our teaspoon of black pepper. And then last but not least is our sour orange juice. And we're going to stir it. I'm going to give it a nice little stir. And then I am going to throw them in a couple mason jars, depending on how much this yields. It'll be either 1 or 2 normal sized mason jars. I can tell you that this aroma will fill up the house probably for a couple days. So there you have it, guys. All of that work, all those ingredients produce about 2 cups of marinade for a 10.5 pound pork picnic shoulder. So while I prepare my picnic shoulder, I'm going to let this obviously rest so that all the ingredients and flavors can bind together. I probably won't be done prepping the picnic shoulder for about 30 minutes, so that'll be a good enough time for this. All right, guys, so we've got our mojo here that's been kind of sitting and kind of letting all the flavors combine. I've got my 10.5 pound pork picnic shoulder. I've washed it and dried it. I'm going to score the skin. This is the fat cap. It is necessary to cook this correctly to pick one that has a fat cap, that has bone in. That's what I've always used. So I'm going to score the skin into about crisscrosses. So I usually start here. Now my knife is extremely sharp, but this is not easy to do. And you won't be able to do it with a very dull knife. So I'll be scoring all of this across like so until I have kind of like a a bunch of boxes. After I do that, I will cut the fat cap back so I can get to the meat, score the meat in there so that the marinade can get into the meat. Then I will place the pork picnic shoulder in this 2.5 gallon bag, okay, where it will marinate for about a day, possibly two. All right, guys, so I've scored the pork into squares, as you can see. The reason for this is that at the end of our cook time, we're going to broil the skin very crispy and it becomes edible. I've also peeled back the cap layer, okay, the fat cap layer, and I've scored the meat there, okay. So the pork is still semi-frozen, which makes it a lot easier to work with and cut stuff off. But I've scored the inside of the meat so that the marinade can properly get in there. And now we're going to put this in our 2.5 gallon bag and add our Mojo marinade. All right, guys, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. The magic sauce is going into the bag with the pork. The fat cap is peeled back a little bit, and here it goes. Just like that. So that's the finished product there. It's nice and snug in there. Got as much air out as possible. If you can get it to marinate for 2 days, that's the best. 1 day is just sufficient. 2 is even better. So this is going to go into the refrigerator, and I will be bringing it out probably very early Sunday. Today is Friday. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the first of 3 parts. Yes, I know it's dark. Kind of wanted to show off the pool light that I finally got fixed and installed. Again, this is the first part of 3 videos. This is the Cuban Mojo marinade and marinating of the pork picnic shoulder, as well as showing you guys how to properly cut the meat up. Part 2 is going to be the full-blown coquito from start to finish. Part 3, we will be throwing the pork picnic shoulder in the oven, and we will be seeing the finished product as well as what we will serve it with this holiday season, guys. For Johnwicksnipin, this is video 1 of 3. Stay tuned for the others. I hope you enjoyed this one.